My boyfriend Travis and I have broken up a bunch of times. We can really be in love, but then sometimes we can really fight a lot. He's been in alcohol and drugs quite a bit, too. And he's been in jail a couple of times. Finally, I told him to stay away from me because I couldn't take the way he treats me anymore. But a couple of days ago, he broke into my house while I was sleeping and started yelling at me. I called the cops, but Travis left before they got there. They put out a warrant for his arrest, but they say they'll withdraw it if I call and tell them I won't press charges. I don't know what to do. I don't want to get Travis into trouble. If they arrest him, he'll go back to prison for a long time, because he'll be in violation of his parole. And I'd hate to do that to him.
This seems like such a dilemma, doesn't it? On the one hand, Travis has broken the law and deserves to be dealt with as the law prescribes. He deserves to go to jail. On the other hand, you want to withdraw your complaint so the cops won't arrest him, so he won't go to jail, because that seems like the loving thing to do. That appears to be so loving, doesn't it? After all, it would save him from inconvenience and pain. It would make his life much more pleasant, which to many of us is the very definition of kindness. And Travis has told you that if you really loved him, you'd withdraw the complaint, hasn't he? I've heard all this before. So what's the answer? This looks like a tough call, but only until we remember what real love is. Being sympathetic and wanting to keep this irresponsible big baby out of trouble is not the definition of love. Let's look at what real love is. Real love means caring about the happiness of another person. It means caring about their real happiness. And what does it mean to be happy? Being happy includes being responsible and caring about the happiness of others. So if you really care about Travis's true happiness, you'll help him walk along a path that leads to him being more responsible and loving himself. Now, look at his life. He's been using drugs and alcohol. He's been in and out of prison. He's out on parole right now. This man is not learning to be responsible for his own behavior. He's living by the credo of the victim, which is that he wants to make his own choices. He loves the law of choice, all right, but then he wants everybody else to be responsible for the choices he makes. In short, he acts like a child. And until somebody finally requires him to be responsible for his choices, until he is essentially forced to be responsible, he'll have no reason to learn to be responsible. Why should he? The way he's living is too easy. Somebody has to have the guts to teach him to be responsible and to even begin to think about people other than himself. Now, why has nobody ever done that? Because whenever they try, this little boy in a man's body kicks up a fuss and makes life hell for everybody. He gets angry. He acts like a victim. He begs, like I'm sure he's doing now, that you won't press charges against him. He does whatever it takes except being responsible. Somebody finally has to quit playing this game with him. Do you have the courage to be that person? We'll talk more about that in our next session.